Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
From their what their expectations from their employees. So any questions here? So this time I don't want chart answers. So if any from unmute your chart. If yes, yes, no, no questions, no. So because if it is a classroom training, I can see who is listening, who is working, who is watching, Hotstar, videos and other videos. I can easily say, but you people, we all are remotely working. So I would request everyone to participate. So we should be helpful for everybody. Any questions? Yes, no. Only if you don't have no is enough. Unmute. So I'm not able to hear you people. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Mohan, we can hear you.
So any questions?
Nothing from my side.
Okay. So as of now, whatever we discussed, are you clear? So am I fast? Am I slow? So what exactly is this phase is okay? You want me to explain it in little faster? So what exactly? Is it slow or the topics which you know more? Can I make it a little faster? So I wanted to hear from you guys. Okay, it's fine. So anybody have any concerns? For few people might be it is a faster, for few people maybe it's boring because they might already know that. Okay, okay. So if you are not speaking, can you unmute? I'm getting a little noise. I will tell you who is on mute. Anusha is on mute. Can you mute Tanuja? Can you mute? Anusha, can you mute Anusha and I think the background noise is coming. So, um, Tanuja, are you there in the call? Okay, fine. Okay, okay, I understand. So test case design techniques, as I know, as I told, you people know about test case design technique. So maybe due to lack of time, maybe we are not using these techniques during our automation. So, or sometimes we blindly follow the test cases, and sometimes even have seen in my organization while reviewing the test cases, there are many test cases can be combined as a one test case with multiple data sets, but they will be writing multiple test cases because they are converting. same as test case. So we can reduce code. Also, we can reuse the existing code. So that is, and also we all know, but so due to lack of time or urgency, or due to targets given by our manager, maybe we'll do as per the test case. Okay, sometimes maybe progress. What it will happen is someday will not be any progress. Uh, for example, there are 10 test cases with a different 10 data sets. But if I want to automate it together, so there will not be any progress for day one or day two, because the structure will be slightly different. If I automate a single test case, maybe I can show some progress to my lead or my manager or my reporting one. So that is the reason people usually what they will do is, so these many lines code I have written. So to show that I have written good number n number of lines. Uh, Sometimes huge number of lines code is a maintaining is also bit tough. And instead of doing that, maybe one day we might not show the good progress. For example, 10 test cases with the 10 different data sets might take, assume that there are 10 days. Maybe if you use a right approach, using data driven approach, and maybe using reusability, implementing reusable methods, the code maintenance will be easy, and the code reusability is increased, and also the repeatability, same tests will be repeatedly executed. And also maybe sometimes we can cover more number of data sets than 10. Maybe we can cover more than 10, 20, 30 data sets also. We can, the coverage also we can increase. So when you are doing testing multiple, also that is the reason I told, whenever you are writing converting manual test case into the automation test, you understand what are the combinations related test cases for that test case, what are the reusable components I can write, and you check the functionality before you start any test cases, or you uh, do the some exploratory testing. You try, you explore your that application. So then you read the test cases. So not only blindly following this one. So now we will see how we will derive test cases, manual test cases from the requirement. Because in our meeting there are few people who don't have who might have knowledge on deriving test cases. Um, okay, Anisha. So some people might not have experience directly comes into automation. They did not work, or they did not get chance to learn all manual testing techniques. Even I have seen in my team, there are people from the beginning, from their career, they have they learned, but they did not work on manual testing techniques. So that is the reason they will give less focus on those areas. But those are also very important while designing test cases. So the reason I'm covering this topic.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
So it will help you, the people who are from not from manual background, who directly comes into, before you automating, you think about tester point of view, how they derive. So if some test cases might be missing in the document which you are seeing, you can correct it. You can tell to your functional team, keeping your lead, so that your lead or manager also will get confidence. Okay, he is not only blindly following requirement, he is also focusing on the application. He has a strong desire on the quality. So whenever you find some mismatches, some uncovered areas in the functional testing, so you can reply to the the test cases whoever is provided to you, these are the areas are not covered. Maybe these also important to test. The test cases are missing for that. So are those, maybe you can get the confirmation, can we also automate these things? So these are very important, and instead of only blindly following that manual test cases. So the reason I'm stressing that is the one of the key area your management is looking from this training. The team should be, has only automation background. They don't have a manual testing background, so they are very good at automation, but they are no idea or less concerned about deriving test cases from the requirement or from the application. So this topic will help the people comes who has only automation background. Okay, so these are the techniques. Not only these techniques, we'll be having other techniques also. So down the line, we'll see. First, we'll concentrate on test case design techniques. So boundary value analysis. So can anyone tell what is boundary value? Or I'll give one requirement. My user should be able to register the application for age of 18 to 56. Okay. So what are the boundaries for that requirement? So age, the application should allow to register in the registration form is between 18 to 56. What are the boundary values? So I want application should allow, not able to, my chart window is not working. I'm not able to type anything. Okay. So boundary values 18, 18 plus 1 minus 1. Okay, so I'm expecting answers from everyone. Negative values, okay, 17 to 56, okay, less than 18 greater than 56, okay. Okay, still I'm expecting answers from others. Okay, good. So thanks. So many of you has answered, and some of you are no, but very short. So that is the reason when you are, how come this has moved to equivalence? Just a moment. So it's supposed to be, yeah. So if the age is except 18 to 56, so the boundary value is divided into two portions, invalid and valid. So invalid is 17 and 57, and the valid boundaries is for this. So here I think there is a small problem. 17 is not a valid. 18 and here 18 and 19 and 55, 56. So this is the formula. Minimum value is 18. Okay. So minimum is minimum minus 1 is the 17. Minimum is 18. So minimum minus 1, 7. Minimum here it is 18 and plus 1 minimum. So 19, and max minus 1, and max is 56, and 55 is the max minus 1, and max is 56. So this is how we will calculate valid and invalid. Okay, so I think I cannot edit this one, so otherwise I would have edited. So it's a screenshot I have taken. So these are the boundary values for this. So if you see for text field. It should allow name 3 to 15. Okay, so invalid is minimum minus 1. Minimum is 3, and minimum plus minimum, and here maximum minus 1, maximum, and plus maximum is valid. So this is how we will calculate the boundary values formula. So valid and invalid. So this is how, and you can cross check with your answers. Some of you are correct, some of you are incorrect. So you can use this formula, because why we will do this boundary value analysis is, here it is okay 15 to 18 to 56. So for this I cannot create registration with these many users. So it is going to be
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
invalid. For example, Amazon gives an offer. So who makes about 10,000 payment, they will get 10% discount. If it is more than 20,000, they will get 12% or 15%. So in that case, between 10,000 to 20,000, all are valid case only. It is not possible to test with all these combinations. So the reason we will use these boundary values, valid and invalid. If this works, we sure that, so the code which he has written, so the greater than or equal to, sometimes the developer might, by mistake he might have used greater than or equal to or greater than. So might be he uses some mistake in the code while writing, while putting the condition. So that is the reason it causes the errors. That is the reason we will concentrate on this. Okay, this is how we will write boundary value analysis. In this case, we don't need to test all the combinations. We will do with the less combinations, and we'll get the maximum benefits out of it. Because okay, so again, let me explain. So if age is greater than or equal to actual age, whatever is inputted, instead of that, if I used only greater than, so what it will happen is it will ignore 18. So it will not include 18. In that case, the test case will fail because of greater than or equal to and greater than. So that is the reason we should be concentrate on boundary values for specific when the range is specified. Okay. So the definition of this is, this technique consists of developing test cases and the data that focus on the input and output boundaries for a given. It is a test data selection technique. So we are identifying the test data instead of doing all the with the instead of all the range. We are finding the best range. So whether the extreme values are chosen, boundary values include maximum, minimum, just inside, outside boundaries. So we have chosen inside, outside boundaries. Typical values and error values. Okay. So I hope you understand how to apply this boundary value techniques whenever you are doing uh, for range specified for a specific field. Okay. So by mistake I have posted this. Okay. So for equivalence partitions, I'll give. Okay. So people, you are not active. So I'll give one more example. Now, so here I will say, I'll give one more example, like now for what I will say, the age between 20 and 60. So write the boundary values for this age between 20 and 60. Now you know the formula, right? So everyone. So maybe if you want formula, I can show the formula. So now write the boundary values for this. Are you able to hear me? Okay. Invalid. Yes. Okay. Yes. And still I see a few people has given wrong. So so this is invalid date range is 19 and 61. So this is so you can see that a valid is um, valid is it's between 20, right? 20. So you can cross check your um, so my question is 60, right? 59, 60. Okay. So this is the valid one. So you can cross check also with your answers, and you practice it with multiple data sets. Okay. So here it should allow age 20 and 60. And here one more thing you have to ask, whether it is sometimes client expects more than 20 and less than 60. When he says, then the boundary values will get changed, right? So you should be very careful about the reading while reading the requirement, whether it's a 20 between 20 and 60, 20 and 60 includes, or it's a more than 20 and less than 60. If it is more than 20, it is a, while reading the requirement also you should understand there should not be any assumptions. So if you feel not comfortable, it's vague, it's unclear, you can go and put it a question, or you can cross check. It is a from above, it should allow 20 and 60 between. So you can confirm that as well. Okay. So that is how you can get there are many people have written wrong boundary values. So you can cross check this um, with this formula and you can apply it. Okay. So coming to equivalence partition, so let's, for the same condition, for 18 and 15 6 equivalence partition. So yes, so for this range, write the equivalence partition. Expecting answers from everyone. No, nobody googling. No answers. I'm expecting some answers. In our group, I have seen one or two people are from functional background. Okay, no idea. Okay, good. Okay. Okay. Only two people. And Dinesh, I like it. You don't know. You said, frankly, no idea. So if you don't know, don't hesitate. It's not a crime. If you don't know, you don't know. Okay.
Hey viewers, our Mastery in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay, great. Yeah. Cool. There are many people, said no idea. Yeah, great. So, so this is the formula is used to calculate equivalence partition. So here is the formula. So 18, whatever it is, less than 17 or equal to, all are invalid range, less than that value. And valid is, so again, I see some, yeah, invalid is 50. Sorry, I have changed it. So here, I don't know. So wrongly I had copied maybe. So I'll tell you. I will write the formula here. Maybe let me check that. Yeah. So don't consider this. You consider this one. So you forgot about this. So here accept value are less than invalid and valid. So you divide into two things. Invalid is less than or equal to 2 is invalid, and greater than or equal to 16 are also invalid. So between 3 to 15 are valid. Okay. So we put Excel sheet. So when I created this formula, it has Excel has some issues. Okay. So our range is valid range is 56. Okay. So invalid is less than or equal to 17 is the invalid range, and valid range I will write between 18 to 56 is the valid range. Again, invalid range is 57 greater than or equal to 57. This is the, hope we are able to see. Let me make it a little bigger. So this is the one. This is the formula. Valid is between this range is valid, and invalid is more than 57 and equals to is invalid, and this is the one. So yes. So I have made it this one. So for example, for this accept value. So text value, if it should accept values 3 to 15. So can you write the equivalence partition using this formula? So while sending this PPT, I will update this formula. Okay. So here what I will do is I will put this as a 56. Even if I put it this one, this will be again here it is conflicting. So this one I will update later. This I have captured as a screenshot. So use this formula, and the valid range is name field 3 to 15. Okay, using this one, you write the equivalence partition. Everyone, if required, make a note of it. Valid is 3. So Thanuja, invalid 3 also is valid. 15 also valid. So you may change your thing. So 3 is valid here. Okay. Yeah, the same way, if you see the greater than or equal to, the moment you missed equal to or greater than whatever, the same way developer also do mistakes in hurry or unknowingly, but that may cause the errors in the software. So it is not that he don't know, he knows it because unknowingly he might have done it. These formulas helps you to validate the boundaries of that range. Okay. So 3 to 15, right? 3 to 15. I'm writing here. You can cross check this. What happened? I'll use a skip 3 to 15. Okay. Valid, valid, invalid. Okay. So less than or equal to 2. Here I'm using 2. If I use 3, so this is the condition, and 3 to 15. So this is also a problem. So 3 to 15 is the valid and greater than or equal to 15. So same way, the people, some of you have written like this. So this is also correct. And so sorry, this is 16, right? Yes. And greater than 15. So these two. So this is how any of these two are correct. If you have written it here. So so Anusha, still I have seen Anusha lost, she has invalid is correct. That invalid range is not correct. And valid is 3 to 15, but I did not see Pushpender Singh, I didn't see invalid range. Valid, some of the people have given invalid range and not valid range. Okay, so I'm giving another one. So 100 to 200. So valid range, equivalence partition for 100 to 200. Write equivalence partition for, identify equivalence partition for 100 to 200.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.